Hey everyone, Sim Farmer here, and welcome back to Silverrun Forest, or episode 2 of our new series. So we're just on our way to the South Sawmill to sell another load of the logs that we cut up last time. And we got the last of the 6 metre logs, and then a few of the 5 metres that we had left over. So we're going to get these sold. I'm going to head to the store to buy a second one of these logging trailers, and then we're going to do a couple of the transport missions, which are worth like £11,000 each. So I think the one is for 19 logs to be transported to the southern sawmill, and then there is another one for 20 logs. So we can comfortably fit about 9-10 logs on this trailer. I have extended it now, so thank you to those that let me know you could extend it. One of the problems I had when I was looking to see if it could be changed was having the front loader on the tractor, the option to extend it. Although actually it seems to have reverted itself back to the shorter length now I've reloaded back into the game. I've only just noticed. Yeah, I have to disconnect the front loader, unfold the trailer, and then I can reattach that. So yeah, with the front loader on, I could not get the option to extend it, come back up. Not sure why. When I loaded the logs up last night and then saved the game, come back in, it's shortened itself. But hey ho. So we'll head to the store to buy a second trailer, so we can get these two hooked up together, and then we'll go and do the first of the 2 transport missions. Right, so at the store, I'll just quickly check the used equipment because I've actually skipped through the night, so you never know. Nothing interesting that's come up. So we'll just go to trailers. Now we want forestry. And we'll get another one of these without the crane. So it's another 18,000 for that. But we should get that money back from the 2 contracts. I've left the little Massey Ferguson skid steer down here, just because I thought I'd only end up bringing it back down here to attach any implements we buy for it. So I do want to get the log breaker. Or the rock breaker, I should say, not log breaker. I do want to get that so we can do some rock breaking contracts and also break up some of the rocks on our own land that may get in the way as we progress. I'll get this hooked up so we can get this one extended as well. Oh, it's letting me do that one, but it's also operating the front loader at the same time. Oh, there we go. So I didn't have to disconnect the thing for that one. Maybe that one's because it's attached to the back of the other trailer. I'm not sure. So the first of the contracts is Farmland 24, and I'm also going to take the one on 14. So we'll head up to 24 first, as I think that's the closest. Oh, they're actually pretty close to each other. We'll make our way over there. We'll probably do this one first, as we can just follow the main road and then up to get there. So hopefully this tractor won't struggle too much with 2 trailer loads fully loaded up, but we'll soon see. Okay, so we've got the second set of logs for the second transport mission. So we'll go and drop these off now, which should complete both contracts and give us just over 20,000 for those two. I definitely found it a lot easier for the second time to disconnect the trailers when trying to load them up. Having them connected to each other, as you saw in the first section, they were sliding all over the place. So yeah, I'd definitely recommend detaching them from each other when you try and load them up. It does make life a little bit easier. So there we go. Transport Farmland 14 complete, and we did get a little bit extra on top, about $14. So 11,000 for that one, and then 10,450 for that one. So that takes us up to 99,553. So what I want to try and do now is have a go at the rock removal contracts. Well, ideally what we could do is getting a low loader or some transport trailer for the skid steer, so we can transport it around with the tractor rather than just drive the skid steer around, which it would take a while to get around the map. So we'll have a go at doing two of the two rock breaking contracts. Alright, so we need to buy the pneumatic attachment for the skid steer, which I presume that will be under skid steer tools. So yeah, the Paladin SFB750. So no colour options or anything like that, so we'll buy that for our little Massey skid steer. One thing, I don't think we'll need a weight on the back of the Massey at the moment. I'm pretty sure we can get a weight that can go on the back of it. Just check the combinations. Yeah, there is the rear weight that can attach on it. For this job we won't need it, but if we was loading up the logs or picking up stones with the bucket, then we may need the extra weight on the back, but I think for now we should be okay without it. So we just need to try and find some sort of trailer to transport this around, and I do think it's quite heavy. So let's have a look what we've got in low loaders. Can we change? So that's nice and cheap, only 8,650, and we can get on the bumper pull as well, so we can pull it with the tractor. A few different options on that one. I think that looks like the cheapest option. It's a similar thing, but apart from a different pack. There is that small flatbed one, which yeah, a little bit more expensive. So I think the 20-foot gooseneck from 82 Studios looks like our best option for now with the bumper pull. We'll leave everything else as is. So we'll also buy that. So that leaves us with 81,903, which is just about enough that we can buy the woodturner, which I think will be a good choice to go for our first production, because we can use just straight up logs to start production on that one. I think we can strap this down, although these straps don't go over, I think it does hold it down. So rock removal, we've got Farmland 37 and Farmland 2, so we'll accept both of those. Let's just see where they are. So oh, it shows there the red ring. So there's the one just down there, which is not far from our main yard where we are, and the other one, that's quite a big circle for that one. So that one's quite a bit further away, so we'll do that one first, and then we can work our way back and then off to the main farm. So we'll head up to do the one in area 2. Yeah, Farmland 2, we'll do that one first. Right, so we're just coming up to Farmland 2, and the big red circle where we need to remove these stones. It does look like it's going to be quite a challenging one to do, especially if they're halfway up this slope here. It does look some very challenging terrain. It is quite a big circle, so hopefully they're in fairly accessible places. And there's one just there next to us. The big red flag sticking out. So we'll get the skid steer off the trailer. Just have a quick look, see if I can spot any more. Not the ideal weather for the little Massey skid steer. And we'll get this switched on. And hopefully do some rock breaking. There we go, that's the first one done. Now we just need to go hunting round and find the... How many were there? 6 remove. So we've got 6 left to do. Or is that 6 in total? So although they've got those nice big red flags on, they are still tricky to spot by the looks of it. So we're going on a wild goose hunt. Try and find these last few rocks. There's another one just there. Oh, Massey, you're going the wrong way. I don't know why it keeps shifting back into reverse. So, not even touch the brake or the reverse and keep going backwards then. Right, so that's the second one done. Yeah, it just says 6, 4 rocks remaining. So you can see how tricky this could be in some places, especially how dense the underbrush is. Trying to spot these flags. We do have quite a big area to actually cover for this one. There's another one just there. So it'll just be 3 more remaining after this. There's another 2 just in front of us. Possibly... Oh. They're all lined up for us. I think that is the last 3 for this, so not as bad as I was expecting it to be. Well, now we own this, we can clear any rocks on our own land. As we start clearing the forest, we've now got this tool to use. So these 2 contracts will almost cover the cost of buying the actual breaker. So if we get a couple more, if they show up again, that should cover the cost of purchasing that. And then skid steer wasn't particularly expensive because we got it used. So we probably won't take many contracts of these just to cover the cost of this equipment. So last one for this one, and then I'll go and do the other one, which is back near the main farm, and then we'll head back there. There we go. That's this one done. So 3,300 for that, which was a nice and easy one. So I say I'll head over to the other farmland area, farmland 14, and I'll get that one done, and then we'll head back to the main farmyard. Right, so the other rock breaking contract has been completed, so we can collect on that one. So 2,750, that one wasn't too bad to do either. It was quite a small circle and that was fairly easy to find, so it really didn't take too long at all. So some nice easy contracts. I imagine some of them may be a bit more tricky in some areas, but I think we was a little bit lucky with the two we got. So what we've got left over here from what we cut down in the first episode was this pile of logs here. So what I'm going to do is get the 2 trailers loaded up with everything we've got here, if we can fit it all on, or as much as we can, and then we'll take it down to the woodturner, which is that one there, and then we'll sell the logs first and then buy the actual production. I may take a few more loads. We'll see how much the trailers fit, because there's not a lot here. One of the things I want to do then is there's a few trees just on the edge where it starts to slope down. I think that's a dead tree, so yeah, a couple of dead trees there we won't worry about. I might leave some of the ones on this bit of the slope, because there's not much we can do with that land anyway. But there is a slight overcovered path. It's a nice slope that just comes down here that we can clear and then get a track in that joins up just down the bottom here with this track, and then we can go across that bridge. So it gives us another entrance into the actual yard area. So we'll have a go at getting this cleared as well. While we're there, we'll get the right angle on these two. That one I'll leave for now. So there's not many trees. I think that one may be able to stay because there's enough space to get past that one. That one as well could probably stay. So I think it may only just be this one, and then that other one, small one at the end, and then just in case getting rid of the bushes and clearing those out the way, so then we can get a nice track in. Probably come up this side and then join up with the farm there, and it gives us a little bit of flat area there. We can get some storage buildings, start storing some of our equipment. So yeah, we'll get these loaded up next, and then we'll get them down to the wood turner. I'll see how much we can fit on and possibly do a couple of loads. Okay, so this is the last of the trees that we've got from the upper level, all loaded up now. That area up there is pretty clear, apart from a couple of trees at the back of the house, which we'll leave. And then there's a couple of trees right on the edge where it just drops off, which aren't really in the way of anything. We can always cut those down in the future if we need to move them out of the way, but I think that area up there is pretty much done. So I've moved the tree harvester down here, because we own from this road. To take a look, so we own from this track here all the way up to where that grass flatland area is. Obviously we've got the large water pond in the middle, so we've got quite a big area up here. And as you can get, so far all we've pretty much cleared is this small area up here, so we've got probably 2-3 times as much down here. So there's quite a bit we can start clearing in here. There are a few deciduous trees that we can't cut with the tree harvester, so I may just leave those in. If not, we'll have to cut those up with a chainsaw to get rid of those. It's quite open area and quite flat as well, so possibly get our first field that we're playing ourselves down here. But we've got a few rocks as well which we'll need to break up with the breaker, which we can do now to get those cleared out of the way. So I think to start with it'll be just a case of clearing all the trees we can with the tree harvester, getting rid of the deadwood trees out of the way, and then seeing what space we've got, and then go from there. So what I'm going to do first is we'll take this load over to the woodturner, and we'll get this load sold, and then we can buy that. So here we are at the woodturner, and the drop off point for the logs is just down this side. I don't think we'll fit both trailers in. I think the trigger's around here somewhere. See, one of the trouble with having the interactive zone marker switched off, you can never see where all the triggers are on the icons. There we go. So 19,069 for that load. And if we go around here to the woodworking shop, so we'll purchase this for 80,000. Then go into our production menu, and we can see we've got 18,000 litres of wood. So one more double trailer load will fill this, and then after that we can start selling. So we'll deactivate that one. I'm going to deactivate the ones we're not going to use. I think we just keep it on staircase railings for now from wood, because that is obviously one of the things that's required for the roller coaster. So we can get the first load of those delivered, and then we can maybe have a look at switching it to some of the other productions. So that's our first production. I'm not going to rush to try and get all the productions that we need for the roller coaster. So I want to try and build up more of the actual farm itself as well first, before I worry about that. So that was something that will come later on as we progress, but it's not something I'm desperate to rush and get all the productions straight away. So I think what we'll do now is drive down the wrong side of the road to get back to the I thought that car was going to turn. Get back to the clearing. We'll continue clearing a few more trees and start getting that area cleared off, and then it'll be a case of, once that's done, we can see what space we've got, possibly look at getting a plough, although it might be a bit too late in the year now to get a crop planted for next year. I'll have to have a look at the calendar. I can never remember, because I've played on a couple of mod maps as well where I've got a different planting window. I think ideally if we can get a field in that we can get some barley or wheat. So yeah, we've got October, we could get barley and wheat in, that's the last chance. So canola this month. So possibly next time we may look at trying to see if we can get a small seed drill. Even if we just lease one for now, get a field ploughed in, then we can get some barley planted. And then next year, once we harvest that, it'll give us the opportunity to have some feed for chickens, so we can start doing some egg production as well, to give us a bit of extra income from that. So I'm going to carry on and get a few more trees cut down. Okay, so we've made a good start on this clearing. We'll have to get rid of all the stumps. So there's still a few dead trees, which I'll probably just cut up and get rid of. The one thick end of the tree, they're out to cut off with the chainsaw, and then we could cut the rest with the tree processor. So a few more big trees around here and some small ones as well. It's going to be a decent sized clearing. And we've got plenty of space. It's reasonably flat coming all the way back up to here. We won't clear all of that this time. We'll probably clear a section of it, get a field ploughed in, get it planted with some barley or wheat, preferably with barley. I do prefer to use that for chicken feed, as it's a high yielding, lower value crop. So what I was considering doing, because we've cut all these 6 meters and we do now have the 20-foot gooseneck trailer, I'm considering trying, if we drop off the log grab, buying a container and loading up the 6 meter logs, seeing if we can get the container on the back of the gooseneck strapped down, and then take that to sell and just see how much we'll make from selling it as containerized wood rather than just loading it up loose, because it will be a lot easier to load up, obviously being the auto load on the containers. So it'll be interesting to see if we can load the container onto the back of the gooseneck. So it is a 20-foot gooseneck, so it should just about fit on perfect. So we'll get these straps off, we'll unfold that, get this off. So we'll buy a set of forks and see if we can actually load the container onto the back of there with the front loader. It shouldn't be a problem with it being empty because they're not that heavy. Obviously fully loaded we'd probably struggle to be able to lift it, but we'll give it a try, as it's not something I've done yet. I did a test on the containers. Well, we've not actually done it yet in the videos, so we'll give it a go, trying selling one load with the container and seeing how much we actually make from it. I don't know if you actually make more money. I presume there must be some kind of markup for the containerized, because you do lose the container as well. So whether you do just get the value for the wood and then a little bit for the container. So if we go objects, containers, we want the 6 meter 20 foot. To be honest, I don't think there's any point in changing the colour as we can sell. Oh, we also need some log forks. Where's the trigger gone? Pallet forks for the front loader. We'll just go with the standard ones. See if we can actually get this on the back of our gooseneck trailer. I say it should fit on, and we should be able to then strap it down. So if I actually, right, let's put the trailer down the side of it, the other side of where the pallet forks are, and then we should be able to just lift it up and drive straight forward and drop it on. Yeah, that's going to be the problem. Is obviously we're not going to be able to get the forks wide enough to get in those slots, are we? It's going to be close. Don't think they're going to quite go. We can get one. Oh, it goes under anyway. Oh, it didn't like that. Well, it sort of lifted it. And now our forks are stuck. I can safely say the container doesn't like the front loader forks. I was hoping we may just be able to get away with using these. And obviously it's not ideal for this job, but we'll give it a go. I think it's because that one fork's not quite going in the right place. It's causing it to go a little bit funny. Well, it was worth the try. Yeah, really doesn't like that. So what we'll have to do is drop it on by hand. So if we had a wheel loader, then I presume it would actually pick that up a lot better with the correct forks on. That does fit on there, and we can strap it down, so it does fit nice on there. It's just the fact that we can't pick it up with the forks. Maybe I'll try a different set of forks, see if there's some that open a bit wider than these ones. That may do the job a little bit better for next time. I definitely think the 40-foot ones, you need the wheel loader. Now the other thing to try is don't crash into a stump. If we open the doors, I've put it on the wrong way round. Doors are at this end. I should have noticed that. I've done a lot of work with containers in real life. No, yeah, the doors are at this end. I'm gonna actually put that right at the back this time. Just a bit more over the axle. Just drop that down. I'm wondering now if I could just reverse back, whether it will just auto load or whether we'll still need to pick them up. It's slightly raised. I think we may need to pick them up. Right, let's drop that off and we'll get the log forks back on and we'll start seeing if we can actually get them in. I'll have to go around and get rid of all these stumps as well. So I'll probably get rid of these log forks and I'll try and see if there's a better set that does actually work with the containers. I'm sure there probably is a modded set on Mod Hub that will open a little bit wider. Let's come around this side so we can actually get to these first logs. Right, the container is full. It has actually taken quite a lot of logs, considering we cleared from probably about here, or just in front of the container, all the way down to here. We've fitted quite a lot more in there than we would have done on those two trailers. So we've only got this little pile left. I've been picking up some of the shorter pieces that are less than 6 meters just to try and keep them separate. And I've been stacking these up onto the trailer. So what I'll do with these, we'll take these to the woodturner, where they'll probably be more valuable as being turned into production than being sold, because we probably won't make a lot from those. So this is all now full, so we can get these doors closed. We'll get this hooked up and then we'll take it up to the container warehouse and get it sold and see how much we actually make from this. Let's see if we can pull it. I'm hoping we can. Oh yeah, no problem. So yeah, the container warehouse is up by the old sawmill. So we'll head up there and say we'll see how much we can get for this. Okay, so we're up by the old sawmill. And we'll work our way round to the container warehouse. And we'll see how much we can get for this. So we've got 21,700 litres of wood. It should just sell the container straight off the trailer as we drive through the trigger. There you go, 43,846. That's not a bad price. I don't know how much if we'd have sold all that wood separately. whether we'd have got that much. So it's a difficult way to work out. The only way I could do is reload before I've loaded saved it before I loaded the container up. Loaded the container up to see how much wood I needed, and then take that separate pile of wood to sell individually. But anyway, yeah, that's put us back up to 66,000, which is not too bad, but we'll leave it there for today. So hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, then please don't forget to give it a like. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, then please do consider subscribing. We've got more Farm Simulator 22 videos with time lapses, this new series, and also the live streams once a week. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.